This episode features a 2008 Audi A6 station wagon, which is for sale at an auction. First of all, let's start with the smart chart, just so we make sure we don't forget to look for anything. When shopping for a car, you need to go through the exterior condition, the engine condition, the interior condition, make a test drive if possible, and then check the mileage. But before we start, I know that shopping for a car can be stressful. Usually, you have a family, you are working full time, and you really need a car right now, not in a year from now. So you're on a tight schedule and budget. I mean, when you buy a car, you expect not to put any additional repair money at least for 3 or 4 years. And at the same time, there really is no way to be 100% sure a used car won't need any repairs soon. What I would like to share through my work is ways to minimize the risk and obviously deal the best price as fairly as possible. So, first of all, the paint job. You're looking for inconsistency in the paint job. Panels that seems to be lighter or stronger in color than the rest of the car. In this case, the overall paint quality seems consistent all around the car. Now, body condition. As always, this should be the most obvious part. When you're walking around the car, look for any dings, broken parts, scratches, rust, and skirmishes. Now, while the paint seems consistent, there is numerous rusted zones all around the car. It even seems that someone tried to cover rust by undercoating the full rocker panels.
Somebody tried to hide the rust with some kind of a plastic all over there.
In this case, I really would consider walking away from the car or investigate further to what extent does the rust reach under the
Still
car.
2008. Already we notice there's too much of a gap over here, especially compared with the other side. It might indicate a crash on that side.
Wheels and tires. First of all, look and see if all four tires are the same make and model. Then, take a simple penny, insert it in between the tire tread. It will give you a rough estimation on how
Seems
deep
good.
they are. Finally, check the rims for scratches, pothole damage, and faded paint.
Same thing over here. A bit scratched all around.
Headlamps and all lights. Check if the headlamps are becoming blurred and yellow.
I don't know if you can see on your screen. This light is more blurred than this one. This one is clear. This one is not anymore. The light is slightly blurred. This one as well. And it's not smooth. Somebody tried to buff it out. So it might have been yellow before.
This is common with non-UV treated transparent plastic. With time and sunshine, they slowly degrade. This means either the cause either the car was sitting too long facing the sun, or the car has simply spent most of its life on the road. This is why sometimes yellow blurred headlamp can give you a rough estimation on the actual mileage. Also, try and feel the headlamp's texture with your hand. Sometimes people sand the yellow blurred layer, but most of the time they ruin the surface texture. It should be silky smooth. In this case, it's clear. It feels like somebody did try to remove the blurred layer. Sunroof. At this stage of the investigation, you simply want to verify that all windows are closed tight and properly.
See, that's the plastic I was talking about. On both sides.
Engine. First of all, check the oil level. Once that's done, start it up and listen. Ideally, a cold start is the best way for checking an engine. If it's too rough, you know it's usually packing a good waste of mileage. Exhaust gas color. Check the colored gas coming out of the exhaust. Is there any oil as well? There is three main colors that could indicate engine failure: dark black, blue, or white gray. The usual color should not be noticeable in summer and very light gray in winter. Oil leaks. While the engine is running, check for any oil leak under the engine bay. Then, take out the dipstick, check the oil level, and try to smell it. It will give you an idea on the oil condition. Good brand new oil should not be unpleasant to smell. Do the same thing with the transmission dipstick, especially if the car is more than 7 years old and equipped with an automatic transmission. You're looking for a smell of burn.
The oil smells good.
That would indicate transmission failure. I simply know that by experience. The bad news is that recent cars aren't coming with dipstick anymore, so you can't smell anything. But you usually should still be able to access oil level by the inboard computer. Rusted engine parts. Check for rusted engine parts usually when a car is not driven for a long amount of time, either because it has been into an accident waiting to be repaired, or because it's simply not being driven enough. Some parts, as well as engine parts, tend to accumulate surface rust, especially pulleys and disc brakes. Here, all is not in good shape. Steering wheel, seats, main condition. Look for any unusual wear and tear on the steering wheel, seats, and switches. Any unusual condition should be caused by excessive use, which should indicate a relatively high mileage.
Oh, that's good. But still, the switch is kind of broken, you know, which also indicates a lot of use. Only 217,000 kilo.
Now, all windows and sunroof. Check if all the windows are working properly, open them up and close them down. Windshield wipers. And don't forget to check if the windshield wipers show any malfunction. Finally, if you can, you must take it for a test drive. I would suggest to drive
This
it
car
in
is
city
clean.
roads until it heats up, then take it on a highway. Turn off the radio. I'm sure it will be on because they don't want you to listen to the car. So turn the radio off and just listen. Tell the seller to be quiet just so you can focus. Mileage. After going through the smart chart thoroughly, you really should begin to have an idea on the actual mileage of the car. So check it out at the very end of your investigation. If it shows numbers that makes you uncomfortable, walk away or try and get the best deal as fairly as possible. Meanwhile, while you're checking for the mileage, check and see if any cluster lights are on. That would indicate needed maintenance. This was an Audi A6 station wagon 2008 for sale at an auction. Thank you for watching and shop carefully.